I say hola, hola, hola bossa nova. I say yeah, 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 yeah. I got the chunga, yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
Hi there, this is Fit to Be Loved's first tutorial to show you one way of making tiny toes, just like on this solenodon here. He's half furred but he's got his feet at the front so far, and we're going to move on to do the back feet, and I'll show you how. So all you need is some wool, so I've got some merino wool here, some wire. Got some aluminium wire. It's very thin, it's only 0.56 millimeters. And finally a barbed needle, something like 38 or 40 gauge will be fine. So starting off with the toes, as you can see there are 5 toes on this foot, the smaller ones and slightly longer ones in the middle. The solenodon has 5 toes on each foot, so we're just going to start off with the basic shape. So take a length of wire, and starting with the longest toes first, we're just going to bend a length of wire and then twist from the bottom to the end of the toe, leaving a loop at the top, and later on you'll see that we'll needle the wool into that loop. And you can check with each toe that it's the right length. And then carry on to the next toe. If you make it slightly longer, then once you twist it, it will end up being just about the right length. So the solenodon is a very rare creature, very venomous in its bite, but it's like a shrew with a very long tail. And the solenodon has 5 toes. So as you can see, I'm just doing the third long toe. And then it has 2 shorter ones, one at each end. So keep twisting. So we can do the slightly shorter one, as you can see. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just carry on twisting until you've got your toes all complete. So comparing the two to make sure we're happy, just going to twist the last little bit of loose wire just around the base to get rid of that last little bit and keep it all together as well, and twisting the tops so they're not huge loops, and just keep twisting. Some people might want to put kind of claws on theirs, but I'm just keeping it very basic to show you. I'm going to twist the bottom as well, as it's a bit too long, and then just divide up the toes again, the same as the other one. Okay, not perfect, but very cute, ready for the wool. So we need to prepare the wool by fluffing it up and pulling the fibres, as you can see, so that it's just the right consistency for wrapping over the wire, as so. We also need to just divide it into smaller chunks so that we can wrap it over, and just twist the end so there's no loose fibres. Great. So taking your wire foot, we're just going to spread out the toes, and starting with the very first toe here, we're going to wrap the wool round. Now using your first finger and your thumb, we're going to do a kind of a twisting action. So we're going to turn it with our right hand, but squeeze it between our first finger and our thumb, and you're kind of twisting round so that you get to the end of the toe, and then very carefully go back towards the base of the toe, so you've got a nice tight wrapped wool. Stabbing with your needle just so that there's no loose ends, and also in the very loop at the top, as you can see. That's really tightly done. Okay, and then we're going to start on the next toe. Just bring it across, there you go, and then again the same action, just twisting, and just, it doesn't need to be perfect, just as long as the fibres go tightly around the wire, and the knack really is just to get that end there, to make sure that you're wrapping and there's no ends flaying up at the top. And just needle them into place again. Just make sure the needle goes down enough to reach the barbed part, and then just twist with your fingers to make sure it's all tight there. I'm going to show you a slightly different way of starting off, so you can actually wrap with your right hand, being very careful to keep it tight, and then you can kind of turn it around again and again, do what you were doing before. So just keep kind of twisting it down all the way along, down to the bottom. There we go. Give it a good stab. If there are any frayed ends, you can go over the whole lot a bit later on, just to kind of, you know, make sure it's the right shape. So it's just really just to keep everything in place at the moment, and then carry on with the last few toes. Okay, so we've done the 5 toes. It's looking good. The great thing about the wire being inside is that you can shape it. So you can be a hand, you can move your toes around, you can kind of curve them so that it's a nice kind of hand shape or toe shape. With this particular animal, I'm going to be kind of squishing them in a little bit, and they're going to be a bit straighter. I'm doing the back feet, so just going to squeeze them into place and shape them. So there we have it. We have some very cute little toes all ready to go onto the animal. I just love it when we get to this bit. Here you go. Little toes, ready to put on the solenodon. You can see it's thankfully the right shape and size. So once we've got our feet ready, we need to fix them onto the body or onto the legs of the animal. So we need to fluff up some of the wool, and that's going to be used to attach the foot onto the body. Just doesn't really matter how you do this, just fluff it up, place it onto the foot at the bottom, and we're basically going to be stabbing through the hand or the foot, and then making sure that this piece of wool is attached properly to the foot. Just stab away in lots of different directions, making sure it's firmly attached.
I say hola, 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 bossa nova. I say yeah, 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 yeah. I got the chunga, yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
So you'll see in a later video on how to attach legs and feet, how to do it fully, but just to show you very quickly, just to demonstrate, we'll be getting some wool, and wrapping that over the outside just to make sure that the foot is fully attached. And it'll end up with the back feet in this kind of position. So what we're going to be basically doing is, like you can see with these other 2 feet that we started off with, we're going to be stabbing the wool that we've put around the base of the foot, just in all different directions, and keeping that in place there. So there we go. We've done some little feet with some little toes on the solenodon.
My mama cooks in Italy, mama swims in Argentina, mama's got a chunga, yeah. My mama's works in Venezuela, mama